Slim, your songs over 60 years now have captured the pride of this nation. We'd like to start tonight's show with a message from the Australian Prime Minister, John Howard.
Thank you.
Slim, if ever anybody qualified for the description of national treasure, you do. You have many memorable songs. I don't think any more memorable than the immortal Pub With No Beer, which sold more than 5 million copies. Well done, Slim. Most importantly, on behalf of a grateful nation, thank you for what you've given us.
And of course, Slim, some of the leading names in country in Australia are here also to pay tribute to you.
Opposition.
Well, yeah,
No.
Opposition, but great mates.
Great mates, absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome, first of all, Mr. John Williamson.
Oh, great.
Graham Potter.
Hello, you old bastard. Good to see you.
Adam Brand.
Another bastard.
And Becky Cole.
I love you, mate. You got some? Yeah,
Come down. Come down, Becky, come down, please. Join us down here. Now, John, he really started it all, didn't he?
Well, there was Banjo Patterson, Henry Lawson, and the hillbillies like Buddy Williams, who I reckon sort of constructed a cyclone gate of Australian music, but it was Slim that came along and showed us how to really build a following singing Australian songs, and he kicked the gate open and made it right open for all of us to follow through. So without Slim, I don't think we would have had the confidence to go ahead singing Australian songs.
And you put him up there with Banjo Patterson and Henry Lawson?
Oh, yeah.
Graham, he was very helpful for you for many years, wasn't he?
Slim really gave my career a kick along in '84 when he recorded I'm Married to My Bulldog Mac. It was a trucking song, and we hadn't met at that point in time.
No,
and I think Slim assumed I was a bit of an ex-trucker, because every time he wanted to do a trucking album, Graham, you got a song? Slim, the best thing I think you taught me is stick to your guns, be who you are.
That's right, yeah. You can't be what you're not, and Australians pick it pretty easy if you're not fair dinkum. The main thing is to be sincere, believe in what you're doing, and, well, no better mate than this. Just be Australian and stick to it. Thank you. Yeah.
Adam, tell us how you met Slim.
It was at an industry luncheon, and I remember nervously waiting to meet Slim Dusty, and I had my hand outreached to shake your hand, and you brushed my hand aside, threw your arms around me and gave me a big hug and told me you were proud of me.
That's right.
And that's a moment I'll never forget as long as I live.
Good. You're doing a good job. Keep up the good work.
Becky, how would you describe him?
Well, he's an absolute gentleman. I've had the pleasure of touring with Slim a couple of times, and it's just been wonderful, and I think just the inspiration that he is to so many young performers, up-and-coming performers, girls as well as guys.
Thanks all for coming in.
Thank you. Good mate. Yeah. Yeah. Old bastard.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And straight after the break, we begin the life and times of Slim Dusty. Welcome back to our tribute to the father of Australian country music. Slim, you're actually born David Gordon Kirkpatrick on the 13th of June 1927 in Kempsey, northern New South Wales. You're the youngest of 6 to Mary and David. When you're 3, the family moves to a farm at Nulla Creek. Now, it's a solitary life for a young boy, and you develop this agonising shyness. At 7, you begin school, but despise it. In fact, you use every trick in the book to avoid it. Is that true?
That's right.
I found him hiding behind a chook house once.
It's your sister, Kathleen.
Amazing. How lovely.
Now, Kathleen, tell us what happened behind the chook house.
Well, he wasn't very keen about going to school. So Mum sent him off this day, and, and I went down the backyard later and found him behind the chook pen.
It's a good place to be.
So, of course, I went and told on him.
You dobbed?
Yeah, dobbed him in. And my sister Jean then had to take him back to school.
That's right.
Yeah.
Was he always a mischievous kid?
Oh, well, a little bit.
I know I had an argument with my sister Jean one time, and she finished up being hit on the head with a claw hammer, so I must have been a bit vicious.
And Slim, your other remaining sister, Lorna, couldn't be with us tonight because she suffers from Alzheimer's.
That's right.
But with the help of your nephew, Max, she sends this message.
Lovely.
Hi, Slim. Mum and I would like to congratulate you on your 100th recording. We're all very proud of your achievements. Sorry we can't be there. Hope you have a great night.
Well, Slim, about the only thing you do enjoy at school is singing. And ironically, you love performing solo. Your shyness completely disappears when you're in front of an audience. And it's now you start to dream of becoming a recording star. So at the age of 11, you change your name to Slim Dusty. Why Slim Dusty?
Maybe Dusty representing the dusty outback of Australia, but there's one thing I'm lucky, that the name Slim Dusty does stand out in print, so that's good publicity.
So even at 11, you're thinking publicity?
Oh, definitely, because I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a famous recording artist. I wanted to see this great land, travel this land, like some of the other show people that I did idolise. And anyway, I've done most of those things.
You sure have. Well, at the age of 12, you leave school and begin work on the family farm, which everyone thinks will be your career.
Yes.
But your love of singing is growing stronger, and you're even now writing songs. When you teach yourself to play the guitar, your dad realises how serious you are and what a natural talent you have. You are so driven that you decide the only way to become a star is to go on radio. You're an immediate hit and so popular with listeners that at 14 you are receiving bags of fan mail. At 15, your father takes you to Sydney to audition for the manager of Regal Zonophone Records. But you're devastated when he tells you to go away and concentrate more on your singing and on songwriting skills. Yeah. What was your reaction to that?
Well, I was quite a strange kid. I was shy in many ways, but I knew that I was quite a good singer, quite a good guitar player, and I wrote pretty good songs, so I thought he was wrong. But...
Fair enough. Sadly, you are only 17 when your dad passes away from a stroke, never to share your enormous success. But then after years of perseverance, singing in town halls and rodeos, you finally sign your first recording contract at 19. And your nephew, Philip Partridge, is sort of there to share that moment with you, and here he is.
Oh, that's lovely.
Philip, tell us a story about how you were sort of there with Slim.
Well, it happened when, after Slim's dad died, he used to come down a little bit to the house at Kempsey, and my father decided that he needed a little bit of protection or whatever to help him along the way, and so he went to Sydney with him to record those records, and he took me too.
That's right, you were there.
First time in the city, and I was really taken up with those automatic lifts in Nicholson's, up and down. So I spent my time going up and down, nearly wore them out.
That's great to see you.
Yeah,
Philip, thank you very much.
God bless you.
Slim, the first song you commercially record is also one you write. It's called When the Rain Tumbles Down in July. And we'd be very grateful if you would take us to the commercial break, please, with a few bars of When the Rain Tumbles Down in July. Would you mind? Ladies and gentlemen, Slim Dusty.
Where the logs tangle up on the creek beds and clouds veil the old northern sky, and the cattle move back from the lowlands when the rain tumbles down in July.
Welcome back as we celebrate the life of country music singer Slim Dusty. Slim, you're 23 in 1950 when your life changes forever as you're introduced to the McKean sisters. They're a well-known singing duo who at first are not particularly impressed with you, are they?
Not really.
Would you like to tell us why?
Well, actually, my old friend Shorty Ranger and I were terrorising Sydney as we reckoned we were. And we were pretty sweet, and we were chasing a couple of Queensland girls, and the McKean sisters weren't impressed the way we were doing it.
Well, despite that, you begin travelling and performing together.
Oh, yes.
And it's not long before you fall in love with one of them.
Well, I told Slim he wasn't good enough for my sister.
It's Slim's wife, Joy, and sister-in-law, Heather.
What a surprise.
Now, Heather, tell us why you didn't think he was good enough for Joy.
Don't laugh like that.
Well, I mean, I could tell you a lot of things, but no, in those days, Joy and I did a lot of work together. We were very, very close, and being so close, I didn't like the idea of somebody coming around and sort of making eyes at her and taking her off. I wasn't real happy about that.
But you did change your mind, didn't you?
One thing happened that did change my mind. Joy's shoe broke, and in those days none of us earned very much money, as you know, and so we were sort of all trying to work out how, because they were expensive shoes. So his lordship over here, he came to the party and said, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do something else. And I thought, well, he's not such a bad bloke after all. If he'll help out to do that.
Fix the shoes.
And Joy, after Slim proposed to you, you actually accepted his proposal without knowing his name. Is that true?
Yes, that is true. Fell in love with him, and actually we became engaged to be married. And my mother said to me, but darling, that's not his real name, is it? What is his real name? And I sort of looked at my mother and said, I don't know.
And she saw you as being Mrs. Dusty.
Well, she is Mrs. Dusty.
She is Mrs. Dusty.
She is Mrs. Dusty.
Heather, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Joy, would you mind taking a seat with Slim?
Yeah, okay.
See you later.
You're going to sit down here, huh?
Joy, please. Now, you guys marry in 1951 while Slim's working full-time as a plasterer to help make ends meet. At 27, you and Joy launch your first Slim Dusty travelling show. Then it's 3 years later, in 1957, when you hear and then record A Pub With No Beer.
So it's a lonesome away from your kindred and all, by the campfire at night, where hear the wild dingoes call. But there's nothing so lonesome, morbid or drear, than to stand in the bar of that pub with no beer. Oh, no more beer.
Now, despite most city radio stations refusing to play anything remotely country, it still sells 30,000 copies around the country. But then a young disc jockey arrives in Sydney and begins playing it all the time. His name is Bob Rogers, and he sends you this.
I was the new small frog in a big pond, and I needed something different to attract attention to my radio show. I mean, anybody could pick Elvis Presley or the Everly Brothers in those days, or Connie Francis, one hit after another. I wanted something that would stand out. And I remembered a pub with no beer that was attracting attention when I left Brisbane, and I started to play it. As they say, the rest is history for both you and for me as the disc jockey. So I have a lot to thank you for. And we're still in there, old fella. I'm sorry I can't be with you tonight, but I know it's a wonderful occasion to you and all your family. Congratulations, and the very best for the years to come.
All those years of struggling for you are at last now paying off. Because when you're 30, The Pub With No Beer becomes the first Aussie single to make the charts in Britain. The next year, EMI presents you with Australia's first ever gold record to mark its pioneering success.
And of handing you this disc, which I'm sure you will treasure, and we indeed are very proud of the fact that we've had this opportunity to present it to you.
You're now in demand right across Australia and form a partnership to tour the showground circuit. You spend the next 6 years travelling to various rodeos and agricultural shows, performing in front of your growing legion of fans.
Hurry boys, hurry girls. Hey, the Slim Dusty show's just about to start.
It's two of your old on-the-road mates, Teddy Trevor and Johnny Devlin.
Oh, it's incredible. There you are, mate.
Amazing.
So, Teddy, tell us about the days on the road.
Did a lot of towns there, met a lot of people. Had a great time. Pretty hard work too, but it was wonderful.
Johnny, you've got some memories of hard work, haven't you?
Oh, yes, I certainly have. Slim asked me if I joined his show at the Royal Brisbane Show, the Brisbane Exhibition, and I remember it quite well. I'll never forget it, actually, because I didn't know what I was letting myself in for.
A lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work. Not only that, mate, I'll tell you what, he was backstage and bawling the billy all the time and drinking lots of tea. And I said, mate, what's all the tea for? He said, mate, if we don't drink plenty of this stuff, he said, we'll never get through the day. And I said, why is that? He said, because we're going to be doing about 30 shows. In one day. I couldn't believe it, mate. I've never worked so hard in my blooming life. But I reckon we looked like a couple of teapots by the time we'd finished, mate.
And did you do almost 30 shows?
We did nearly...
Easily sometimes.
Easily, yeah. It was incredible. They were only small shows, like half-hour shows, but they'd start at 9 o'clock in the morning and finish about midnight or something like that. But, mate, fantastic. You were one of the greatest influences of my career.
And you were a great influence on Joy because she played bass for you on some of those sessions.
Oh, fantastic.
And you really taught her to play rock and roll bass.
Oh, mate, we had a ball. God bless you, mate.
Oh, God bless you.
Thanks, Johnny.
And keep bringing them out.
Thanks, Teddy.
Keep bringing them out.
And after the break, Slim takes off across the Tasman. But first, a couple of mates.
Well, it was 1953 when Slim Dusty first came into my life. I was jackarooing on a property outside of Wellington in central New South Wales, and I used to listen to 2DU Dubbo, and they had to warm up the transmitter. 5:30 they'd play 15 minutes of marching music, then 5:45 to 6 it was what they called hillbilly music, and Slim was amongst it. And he's been with me ever since. It was later that year that I found myself in radio, so here we are 47 years later and 100 albums later, and I'm still playing his music, and I'll keep right on doing that just as long as he wants to make it. I know few men with such passion for life and such love for their country as Slim Dusty. I wish I was with you, Slim, but come to think of it, it's probably a good thing I'm not. But I hope you have a wonderful night. I'll see you soon.
Congratulations, Slim. I remember that incredible flight, one of the hardest flights I've ever done by helicopter through the Blue Mountains in atrocious weather. You were very brave. And by the way, you said one thing to me once, and that was, when we all pull together, we'll be a great nation one day. Well, Slim, when we're all like you, we'll be a great nation. Congratulations, mate.
Just a tall, dark man in the saddle, He's as tough as they come from anywhere. Good on you, Slim.
Question the album of his career. Slim Dusty, looking forward, looking back.
Looking forward, looking back.
Out now.
Welcome back as we continue our journey through the life of Slim Dusty. Slim, it's 1969, you're 42 and head for New Zealand, where you meet and link up with the Hamilton County Bluegrass Band. And it's not only the beginning of a business association, but a lifelong friendship as well. The following year, you're awarded the MBE, and it's a proud moment that you cannot wait to tell your mum about. But that isn't to be, is it?
Mum sadly passed away, and but I'm quite sure that, you know, that she knows that I got the MBE. And we were in Tennant Creek, I'm afraid, when she did pass away. But she never approved of the singing life in the beginning, but towards the end, she quite approved of what we were doing.
She would have been very proud of your success,
oh,
I'm
yes,
sure.
absolutely, yeah.
In 1972, you record Lights on the Hill. It's Australia's first trucking song and written by Joy.
Uh-huh.
An artist you record this with is Keith Urban, who sends you this.
Slim, I just want to say a quick hello to you and want to wish you all the best, but this is your life, mate. This is an awesome time for you. I got to tell you that as a young guy in Australia, about 9 years of age, I remember standing in line for about an hour and a half waiting to get your autograph on a sheet music of the song called Lights on the Hill, which we just did. And it was an awesome thing to be able to duet with you on that song many years later. So we've got one quick thing we want all my very close personal friends here in Nashville to say to you. On the count of three, ready? 1, 2, 3. Good on you, Slim. All the best, mate.
Now, Lights on the Hill becomes the biggest and most consistent seller since The Pub with No Beer. Then in 1974, you're struck down with what you think is a harmless virus until it starts to affect your voice. Doctors diagnose a nodule on your vocal cords and assure you its removal is the simplest of procedures. But after the operation, you can barely speak, let alone sing. Because of your now cracked and croaky voice, you struggle for months to keep the band together. And at one point, even smash your guitar in despair. Is that true?
Yeah, that basically happened at Ballarat, and it was a very tough time. We kept going back to the doctors and we're changing our doctors and specialists, and I had 6 years of problems with the vocal cords, with the nodules, and then I was recommended to Dr. Benjamin, and he said, I think I can find the trouble, I can fix it, but it won't be any more operations with the knife. It will be with the laser beam. And he said, I'm convinced I can take the nodule out and let the vocal cord grow back quite level and you'll have your voice back. And how many years ago was that? Mother, it's better on time. Many, many years ago, and the voice is better than ever, thanks to Dr. Benjamin.
So now, with 46 gold and 3 platinum albums, you cross all stratas of society and music, which is why in 1976 you are proclaimed the King of Pop.
The winner is Slim Dusty.
Thank you very much to everyone, TV Week, all the organisers of this fabulous show here this evening. I've really been taken unawares. It's great to receive an award like this in a pop atmosphere, because I raced down here to Melbourne today without my hat.
Without your hat?
Without my hat. I hope people can recognise me, but anyway, I'm very grateful.
At least you weren't dressed like the bloke standing behind you. In 1980, you record another drinking song. This one is called Duncan. And this catchy little tune once again puts you at the top of the charts. And just this year, you record it again with a certain children's group.
Well, we love to have a dance with Dusty. Well, we love to have a dance with Slim. He can do all kinds of dances, and nobody dances better than him. He'll dance in the town and the country where the atmosphere is great. We love to have a dance with Dusty. Slim Dusty's our mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the Wiggles. Anthony, if we could ask you, how did it all come about?
We've just been great fans of Slim. We travel around the world and we always get homesick, and I've been bugging the guys for years with Slim Dusty tapes. Middleton's rouseabout in the middle of nowhere in America. And it's been really good. We did the song together, and they've been playing it on the television a bit. And the other day at a show, we brought out Dorothy the dinosaur, Wags the dog and everybody, and there's this little boy, you know, everyone was excited, said this little boy put his hands up and he said, "Wet Slim Dusty." Which is great.
I'll get his autograph.
You're catching on. You've got another 50 years of fans.
Exactly. That's the 4th or 5th generation.
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
Guys, thanks very much for coming.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
God bless you.
And after the break, more of the Slim Dusty story. But Slim, could we impose on you again just for a few bars of Duncan to take us to the break? You wouldn't mind? Please? We've got to work you here.
Oh, what are we doing? I love to have a beer with Duncan. I love to have a beer with Duncan. We drink in moderation, so we never, ever, ever get a rolling drunk. We drink at the town and country, where the atmosphere is great. We love to have a beer with Duncan, because Duncan's me mate.
Welcome back to This Is Your Life and Mr. Slim Dusty. Your comeback in 1984 is via the Slim Dusty movie.
Yes, and every day's a Sunday, if you catch him there on Monday, on the plains of Pepperminati, where the Alma River flows. It wasn't bad.
The Aboriginal people of Pepperminati feature in that film, and they always hold a special place in your heart. And tonight, they send you this message.
It's Harold here, Harry Wilson's son. I'd like to congratulate you on behalf of my family and Dad and the Pepperminati community for giving us good music. Thank you.
Slim, throughout all these years of doubt over your throat, your children are never very far away. And Slim, nor are they tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the whole Kirkpatrick family.
All right? Hi, Jim. How are you? Good to see you. Good, mate.
And can I, if I could start with you, you actually followed in your dad's footsteps, didn't you?
Well, yes, I learnt the ropes in the family show from a pretty early age. And in fact, my first job when I was about 10 or 11 was to carry the gold 78 across the stage as Dad was being introduced. That was my big job. Then I progressed to one song in Dad's bracket, then 2 songs. I finally got my own spot, and then I went on to make some solo albums later on. So, yeah, I've had a great time.
Yeah. We'll be doing 101 next.
Oh, OK, right. So he says.
And David, you've got some, you've got a particularly funny story on the road about your mum, haven't you?
Well, there's quite a few that they torture me with, but this is a particularly good one in that in those days, like, we would travel for a long time and growing up on the road, and we would often be a couple of days between shows. We'd actually stop and we'd be able to shoot wild game, whether it be pigs or whatever, but this particular time was some wild pigeons, are particularly nice.
Very juicy.
Anyway, there we were, travelling off, and me thought I was doing the right thing, and Dad was driving and Mum was having a sleep in the back of the car, so I thought I'd sit in the front and do the right thing and pluck these dutifully, throwing out handfuls of blood and feathers out my side window, totally oblivious to the fact that Mum had her back window down, and so everything was coming in on her face.
And sound asleep.
And sound asleep. But when she did wake up, she woke up loudly.
Now, Kate, as Slim's granddaughter, you've actually performed with your pa, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. I think I was only 6 years old, and we sort of went into this studio, sat down and just very casually recorded G'day, G'day. And yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of fun for me as a 6-year-old.
And we actually happen to have that footage of you at age 6 singing with Pa. Can we have a look at that, please?
G'day, and how you going? What do you know? We'll strike a light.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Thank you. And after the break, more surprises for Slim Dusty. But Slim, first, some messages from your country mates.
And the biggest disappointment in the world was me. And you, Slim. I'm really sorry that I couldn't be there for you tonight. Just fantastic to be able to pay homage to someone so great. First time I met you was in the Kimberleys. It was fantastic since then, and I'm very proud to call you mate. Hope you have a great night. See you next time.
Sorry I can't be there, Slim. I'm in London at the moment. But I just wanted to say how much your music influenced my life. My dad brought me up listening to you on the Nullarbor, and it inspired my family to travel Australia playing country music. Congratulations to you and Joy on everything you've achieved. You're not only an inspiration to me, but the whole of Australia.
Hi Slim. You know what I love about you is the way you continue the tradition of Australian country music while still embracing the new and encouraging young artists. Thank you so much for everything you've done for the Australian country music industry, and congratulations.
Slim, I was supposed to come here and say something nice about you, and I couldn't think of anything. So Miss Dixie, my wife, and I got together and wrote you a song. See if you like this one. So here's to you, Slim Dusty, as we raise a glass. A best for the future and thanks for the past. We love you, Slim Dusty. Enjoy your wife. We're glad to sing to you, Slim. This is your life.
Welcome back as we pay tribute to the king of country music, Slim Dusty. Slim, it's 1992, and country music is now an industry, and you are its pioneer. Now, there's an American country music icon who's suffering from Parkinson's disease, so we never see him and rarely hear from him these days. But he insisted on sending you this telephone message. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Cash.
Hi, Slim Dusty. This is Johnny Cash, calling from Tennessee. How you doing? Well, I know it's a great night for you, and I'm proud that I can be there, by voice at least, to share part of it with you. I congratulate you on the release of your 100th album, and I reflect back on the times that we were privileged to work together, and the times our lives passed, and that seems like 100 years ago. Maybe it was just about 30, though. Well, have a great night, Slim. I'm proud of you, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Slim, in 1998, you're awarded the Order of Australia for your services to country music and the entertainment industry as both composer and performer. You're also voted by the Australian public as one of the nation's 100 national living treasures. Then only last year, at 71, you face your biggest health scare. You're extremely run down and begin to feel a tightness in your chest. Your son David sees the signs of a heart attack and rushes you to hospital, where you undergo bypass surgery within the week. Slim, who knows how many lives you've touched and brightened over the decades? But it was in New Zealand 30 years ago when you and Joy meet your lifelong mates.
G'day, Slim. There's a couple of hungry Kiwis out here wondering if we could come across for a barbecue.
From New Zealand, the Hamilton County Bluegrass Band, Colleen and Paul Trenwith.
Congratulations, Slim. We're so proud of you. We're so thrilled to be here.
Paul, tell us about those barbecues on the road.
When it was too far between towns, we used to pull off the road. We were travelling with 6 vehicles and caravans, put them in a circle, build a fire out on mulga wood, put it in the middle, and when it came night time, light up the fire, cook our food, sit out under the stars and talk and put on our own concerts. They were great times.
I've got a song on the 100th album. It covers some of those days in a rough circle, but I still say that although the travelling days were harder with the caravans and the long distances, they were the best darn days of all. Let's do it again.
We had... I don't think we really realised the significance of a lot of the things we did in those days as young people, but
we're still fairly young,
thinking about it now, one very significant thing we did was we were flown up to Darwin. I think Slim and Joy, Paul and I, and might have been Anne and Colin. Right after Cyclone Tracy. To put on a morale-boosting concert up there, and it was a very moving time, and Darwin was just devastated. And you know, Slim and Joy, we've learnt from them to be very determined and strong in all situations, and I know that the people in Darwin at that time were strengthened and comforted tremendously by this man's voice and by his positive songs. You're an amazing man, Slim.
Thank you.
We love you.
Thanks, Paul. Love you. Thanks, Colleen. Thank you. Now don't go away, because after the break, a special musical finale, courtesy of Slim Dusty. Welcome back to This Is Your Life and Slim Dusty. Well, Slim, here we are tonight celebrating your 100th album. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. 3 generations of Australians have now come to follow and respect you. And not only as a singer, songwriter and historian, but in every sense, a true blue Aussie and gentleman. You are someone this country will never forget. And in true Slim style, we would ask you, your friends, the band, if you wouldn't mind taking us out with tonight's show with Joy's song that she wrote. And we'd be very grateful if you'd all sing Lights on the Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, Slim Dusty.
Let's go!
It's a long straight road and the engine is steep. I can't help thinking of a good night's sleep. And the long, long roads of my life are a-calling me. These rough old hands are glued to the wheel. My eyes full of sand from the way they feel. The lights coming over the hill are blinding me. Trip! Oh!
It's a long, tough haul way down south. Man's gotta find a little bread for his mouth and a home for his girl, sweet as honey can be. lights coming over the hill are blinding me.
It rain on the road, and I can see the loaves are shifting in a dance. Too late to see the post, and I haven't got a ghost of a chance. Oh no. The windscreen wipers are beating in time. The song they're singing is a part of my mind. I can't believe this is really happening to me. But I'm over the edge and down the mountainside. I know they'll tell about the night I died in the rain with the lights on the hill were blinding me. Cajun fiddles! Woo! Woo! Shifted in a dance. Too late to see the post, and I haven't got a ghost of a chance. Oh no. The windscreen wipers are beating in time. The song they sing is a part of my mind, and I can't believe it's really happening to me. Oh, madam, over the edge and down the mountainside, I know they'll tell about the night I died. In the rain and the lights on the hill were blinding me. Fiddles once again now. Shifted in a dance. Too late to see the post, and I haven't got a ghost of a chance. Oh no. The windscreen wipers are beating in time. The song they're singing is a part of my mind. I can't believe this is really happening to me. Oh, but I'm over the edge and down the mountainside. I know they'll tell about the night I died. In the rain when the lights on the hill were blinding me. In the rain when the lights on the hill were blinding me. Thank you. Good night. God bless. God bless Australia. Hey.
Slim Dusty, this is your life.